Good morning! So, something I wanted to try that's just a little bit different than what you might normally see on LinkedIn is kind of a weekly series where I can help answer questions or kind of define or describe certain parts of both recruiting, sourcing, candidate experience. Sometimes it's just a little easier if you just do it live and you do it like you normally would when you're talking to people. So that's what I'm going to start today. And I thought the best initial topic, because it is a question that I get very often, is kind of what is recruiting? What is a recruiter versus a sourcer? What are contracts versus contract to direct hire, permanent placement? All these different terms get thrown out there. And so today I just wanted to kind of start off with the basics and then hopefully progress over time to get into more of the kind of nitty-gritty of things. So without further ado, today is going to be starting with just separating the difference between what is a recruiter or a recruitment coordinator versus what is a sourcer or a sourcing specialist. So a lot of you, if you are connected to me on LinkedIn, you'll notice that my title is Recruitment Sourcing Specialist. So I have that sourcing word in there. However, in a past life, I was a recruitment coordinator or a recruiter, basically. And most folks think they're synonymous. They're the same thing, just different words. However, there are some very distinct differences that are very important to understand when working with either a recruiter or a sourcer. And so I thought, just because, as you can kind of tell, as a Harry Potter buff, I thought it would be easiest to explain using some Harry Potter references. So, we're going to do that, and hopefully by the end of this short video, you'll have a better understanding of just the basic difference between recruiter and sourcer. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer. I'm not going to get into every detail. Some of this information is going to be kind of generalized because there's a lot of, like I said earlier, nitty-gritty facts that separate a recruiter and a sourcer. So today is just kind of to get the baseline. So if you do see the titles being thrown out there, you kind of have a better idea of what you're dealing with. So, without further ado, let's start with our friend, Mr. Dumbledore. So, if you've seen the movies, in Harry Potter, Dumbledore is this headmaster at this wizarding school, and he is playing the role of our recruiter. He is the recruitment coordinator at Hogwarts, basically. And what that means is he has active students, applicants, who come to his school to utilize his services, his knowledge, and what he does is he sorts them with different tactics, i.e. a sorting hat, and he puts them in the right spot depending on their skills, their background, their experience, but he has all these students who come to him, and then he does all the testing and the pre-screening and continues them through the process to really help them achieve what it is that they're trying to achieve. Because if you know Hogwarts, if you know wizarding, or if you know life, many different avenues can happen. You put a group of people together, they're not all going to turn into engineers or wizards, or they're not going to all turn into doctors or auras. Everybody has a different theme they're looking for, a different niche, a different interest. And so what our recruiter friend Dumbledore wants to do is really analyze and dig in and use all the tools at his disposal to find each student, applicant, the best fit for what they're looking for. So he has active applicants. He is assisting in the process navigation, is what I like to call it, where he's bringing in the talent and then he's helping them navigate the system within various companies in order to make them most successful in what they're looking for. And it's more what I like to call upfront. You know, Hogwarts or recruiters are much more present. You just know they're there. You know what they're there for, their mission, what they're going for, what they're hiring for. They have a plan in mind and a path in mind, and they want to help you navigate it. So that's what our friend Dumbledore here does. Now, before I get to our second character of the sorcerer, I want to just navigate the waters a little bit beforehand. We are going to use Voldemort as a sorcerer, but only the good aspects, which might be hard to believe if you're a Potterhead like me. But there are good things about Voldemort that help reflect what sourcing does. So, without further ado, sourcing can be seen as more of the behind the scenes. A lot of times what we do as sorcerers is we go out and we find passive talent. And what I mean by passive talent is most of the individuals that I reach out to or I talk to or I try to find or recruit in a sense are already in the workforce. They're not actively applying. They're not getting their letter from Hogwarts and going over to the school and getting sorted and set down a path that they've chosen or they want to navigate. This talent is much more behind the scenes. And so that's why I bring Voldemort into the scene. He goes out and finds followers. He goes out and sources talent. He tries to find the best wizards or witches in their specific fields, and he tries to bring them into his network, or dark arts. That's what we do as sorcerers. We're much more involved in the networking and the connecting of different pieces because we are working with passive talent. We're not working primarily with those active applicants, people who are just applying directly to a job. We're working with folks who are already in the workforce. And it's our jobs to really connect and get that pipeline, as we like to call it a lot, of candidates. Because we are much more future thought. Where could this person be in the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years? And how can we help get them there? Whether it's helping them build a better resume, connecting them to a manager or a company that they're interested in. Really the behind the scenes assisting them. So then if they decide I'm ready for the next change or I want something different or something were to happen where they no longer have employment, we can then kind of be there for them as, okay, well, let's navigate and find another path for you. So it's a lot more behind the scenes. We're working, again, with passive talent, which are the folks who aren't actively looking, but could be in the future. And so it's our jobs to really connect and build that solid network. So if things were to change or if someone, might be working, but they might be interested in hearing about other opportunities, that's what we're there for. We are the sorcerers. We are out there bringing in talent, building the network of talent so that in the future or maybe even in the present, we can help connect people to the paths that they're trying to get on. So I hope that helps. Seeing, Dumbledore is the recruiter. He has his school. He has his business. He has people and students, applicants, coming to him to get advice and to help navigate the process and set them on the right path so they get the career and the success that they're looking for. Then we have the sorcerer Voldemort. And what he's doing is he's out there networking. He's communicating with folks who might already be on a path, who might already be in a role, but he's going out and he's finding that talent and he's connecting with them and building this network or army for future battles, for future employment, for future opportunities. And so I hope this helps just in general make the difference between a recruiter and a sorcerer. But over time, like I said, I want this to progress. We'll get into more of the nitty gritty of exactly what the differences are, the little nuances. And we can also navigate other topics. So if there's something that you do have questions on, or you have an idea of what you'd like maybe future videos to explain or go over, let me know. Leave a comment, leave a message, shoot me an individual message. If you are looking to connect, hit me and Voldemort up as your sourcing guides, and we can definitely help you out. That's what sorcerers do. We're all about the connection. We're all about making new friends, because you never know, and it never hurts to have just a couple more people that you can rely on.